Okay, I'm already on the third level. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Chris. Okay, just gonna do this together.
There's no need to brag. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you play Elden Ring. I didn't know who I was competing with here.
Yeah. This is a Souls type Popeye game.
Yeah, no.
There is a form of multimedia entertainment beyond that which is good. These games are as vast in number as they are terrible. They dwell in the dark recesses of history, unearthed from the pits of the bargain bin. These are the games of horror. This is Garbage Game Night. Welcome to Garbage Game Night, the podcast where we no one eat our spinach. But before we go any further, let's talk to our scurvy-filled cast tonight. Chris, how are you doing?
Scurvy? It's like where you don't have enough citrus, right? I'm good. I'm up on my citrus. I don't think any scurvy. I don't think anyone except a pirate, maybe in the last 100 years has had that. But I'm good. I'm excited to not be hosting an episode and see what you've got in store for us.
It's not pleasant.
Perfect. My favorite.
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to see if scurvy is rare, 5 to 45% amongst refugees. So scurvy, really a refugee thing now, less of a pirate thing.
Yeah. People kind of escaping oppressive regimes on boats, right? That's kind of thing. No citrus on the sea. I think that's where it came from. You don't learn anything on GG, and that's your fault.
Spinach actually can be used to cure scurvy too.
Oh, nice.
So
why is Frank saying that? We don't know.
Yeah, it's not, now lemons are better. Still works. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been playing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, the new one?
And it's a ton of fun, and they did a really great job. I was playing it the other day, and how you want to be Superman or be Spider-Man in these games. Like the goal is feeling like you're them, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like for the Guardians of the Galaxy, like a huge part of that is just the banter between everyone and like it being like that team. And they worked on the dialogue really, really, really hard. And it's awesome. There was a part where to solve puzzles, you basically can ask different members of the Guardians to do different things. So like, in other words, very commonly, if there's something like to cut down, Gamora will do it, or give it to pick up something heavy, then Drax will do it. And there was a part where there were vines blocking my way, and I accidentally hit the button for Rocket. Rocket was like, okay, I'll try to fit through there. He's like, but it's going to cost you. And you're like, how much? And he goes, it's going to be 50 credits. And you're like, oh, fine. And then Gamora jumps in and she's like, you literally can't fit in there. It's not going to happen. And he was like, yeah, all right. So then I'm like, okay, that didn't work. So I picked Gamora, she cuts it, and Rocket says, you still owe me 50 credits though. It was just badass. Like if I hadn't have made that mistake, that piece of dialogue I never would have heard it. So they put all this like a huge amount of effort to include their conversations and dialogue for like every possible thing that's happening. Like if you shoot your guns like at a time where there's no enemies, they'll question it. Like they'll be like, what are you doing? And it's just cool. It's just cool that they put that much thought into the dialogue.
Even a branch of dialogue that is it dead ends, it's remembered.
Right.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's that game I've been playing, and it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Fredo, welcome back. It's been I don't remember how long.
It's been a while, but I'm back because they told me that we're gonna play a good game today. So yeah, man, I'm here.
Probably the last game that Frank did. I don't invite Fredo. I never invite Fredo.
Oh wow!
Well, no, you invited us the one time when we did the drug lord Colombian thing.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Very on brand.
Yeah, this is weird because it's not one of those games.
We don't know that yet. I mean, we do know that. We know that. But.
Oh, what a twist!
The audience doesn't.
You never asked what I've been playing, and I've been playing Elden Ring. So,
what a gamer! Gamer's gamer.
I'm a gamer. So yeah, no. This is my second Souls games, and I mean, and it's hard, but I'm at this point that I'm a masochist. That's what it is. So yeah. There's no other word for that. So yeah, no, I'm doing the stream with that, and a lot of people go to my stream and say, you're doing it wrong, you need a better weapon.
Oh man,
Yeah,
There's
they're better
no
than
more
me.
opinionated, backseated like people who are on Twitch than Souls players. They just it's hard for anyone to enjoy that game on Twitch.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm like I'm not hearing anybody. So the first boss, it took me like 2 hours, and yeah, they were like, "Oh, you don't have the right weapons. You don't." No, I beat the motherfucker. So
Yeah.
I'm glad with myself, and I don't hear anybody. So yeah, but a lot of people
Good.
just go to not to troll, but to you're doing it wrong.
Backseat.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, just do it right, Alfredo. I don't understand what the
Yeah,
big deal
just
is.
get good, get a maiden.
Yeah,
You know?
nah. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch playthroughs. I'm not gonna watch any guides. That's for dummies. Okay.
I watched one of the speed runs that when they broke under like 27 minutes or something like that. It's impressive just how quickly they've figured out all these skips and stuff. But that's like a whole different game at that point.
Nah,
Yeah, apparently
the
they've
amount-
patched some stuff. So
you
there's
can't
some
do 'em
exploits you
anymore.
can't do. I don't know about time run wise, but the people running at like level 1. Okay, all right. So the last game we all played together, well, I guess some of us played together, was Roundabout. Does anyone have any thoughts about it? Did you listen to the episode? What'd you think? Because I believe it was just Hunter, Chris, and I. So I guess the two of you really haven't played it. But did you listen to the episode? Watch the episode?
Hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
same here.
did.
Lie to my face.
I think Fredo, though, I'm gonna defer to you on this one. I feel like I'm on here a lot. So Fredo, let's go with your opinion on stuff. You know,
I mean, it was driving a limo, no? It wasn't something.
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. So hey,
all right. Hey,
Okay,
he's got
so
something.
and all the comments that you did about that game, I mean, they were pretty interesting. So yeah, you did great, guys.
We had good comment. That sounds like us. Yeah, he watched it. Yeah.
wow, you're such a good host and/or friend.
Exactly.
Yeah. I actually, in some downtime, I pulled up Roundabout a couple times and was navigating
Really?
the world and. Yeah, I mean it's just a quick little arcade game, right? And it's like we were saying, it's got enough polish to the gameplay that you can keep trying to do like the certain missions faster and find all the hidden things in the area. And I don't know, it's just a fun little gameplay mechanic, like we were talking about, like QWOP or Getting Over It, one of those kinds of games. So yeah, I like it. It's one of my more games that I'd be more likely to come back to from Garbage Game Night.
Wow.
Looks pretty cool. And I know you didn't call me because he has nothing ethnic, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean you get it.
Actually, you know what? There were many ethnic people, but they were usually not.
So you
no, there was
fucked up?
plenty of ethnicities. It's just no one was. Actually, you know what? There was drugs involved, but it was like LSD or something, right? It wasn't.
Yeah, it was mushrooms. Yeah.
It wasn't cocaine.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, different drugs. Yeah. No, that doesn't count. So yeah, you didn't fuck up.
Chris, is there any meta news or anything?
You're asking me if I did research for the news on this episode?
No. I'm saying like anything going on. At,
Just make sure to
any
subscribe
announcements?
to our podcast, and you can find us on YouTube from our YouTube videos or picking up some traction. I actually put a video on another game that I'm playing on our channel. The Cycle is in closed beta. I did a little tip video on our YouTube channel for that. Actually got quite a bit of traction, and so yeah, trying to put some more different content out there. But you can find the YouTube videos of the podcasts and the podcasts of them as well, wherever you find quality or bad podcasts. Honestly, there's just no rigorous standards of who can upload a podcast. They just let anyone do it. So wherever you listen to podcasts, you'll find us there too.
We'll be there.
Don't forget about the best part, the Ollie cam.
Oh yes, on Twitch sometimes there is an Ollie cam where I point an extra webcam at a dog. So if that's a thing you enjoy, don't let that distract you from Frank's notes, which he definitely has done.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of notes, but there's also a lot of talk. It's quite the mess. So tonight's game, some people know, some people don't know. It's the beloved. Well, the game itself isn't beloved, but it comes from a somewhat beloved franchise, depending on who you ask. Popeye the Sailor Man. This is a 2021 release of Popeye. But before we get into the game itself, there's a special movie in my heart, and believe it or not, it's about the same character. I believe it's a 1980 release. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
Believe it or not, it's relevant.
Popeye the movie.
This might be the most relevant movie that you've ever talked about on this podcast.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was like, you know what? And under any other circumstances, that just would have been like a funny thing to say. But in reality, most of the time, it feels like it isn't.
Yeah. So, it's a 1980 American musical comedy film. And you're thinking
musical?
Popeye. musical of course it's comedy, but a musical, yeah, and it's all bad. It stars Robin Williams as the main character Popeye, and Shelley Duvall from Shining fame as Olive Oil. And man, does this movie get old real quick. Would anyone like to guess the runtime of Popeye?
3 hours.
140 minutes, I'd say.
140?
Yeah.
Over 2 hours?
Yeah. No? Okay.
It's 100. It's 114. So it's almost a 2-hour movie. It's almost 2 hours, which is way too long for
You're right, that's
the story
too long.
that happens.
I went way overboard with it, but yeah, that is too long.
Chris, if you can, I sent you that PowerPoint.
I have the PowerPoint ready. Your PowerPoint, sir, is ready
to go. Okay.
Do I have a timer I can put on the screen? Because I've done that before. Hold on.
From Paramount Pictures Corporation and Walt Disney presents, next slide, Popeye. And then go ahead. And it's in the morning and the day starts and the town kind of awakens,
That's set design.
Next slide. This is like this little town. And actually, fun fact about they actually built this little town in...
lose your momentum, Frank. You got this.
In Malta. They call it the Popeye Village.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a tourist attraction, or it was a tourist attraction.
All the Popeye-based tourism.
Yeah. So they have like shows there. They have like a puppet show with Popeye stuff. They have like little boat trips. They apparently have like a Popeye and Olive Oil wedding. It's just like, it's so weird.
I want the Popeye and Olive Oil wedding package, please.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you just watch them get married. I don't know if you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right there we see Wimpy. I don't know if you're familiar with any of the... So, okay, I guess we'll start the history of Popeye real quick. So Popeye was originally like a comic strip back in the 20s. He was originally part of a cast of characters. He was actually supposed to be just a one-off character that was supposed to move a storyline ahead of them getting to an island, and he was the captain of the ship. But he became so popular that people were like, you got to bring Popeye back. And then so he just came back as his own... They kind of like redid the whole comic just to be Popeye-focused.
Oh, sure, yeah. He's a likable character, definitely.
Yeah. Because they're like, oh man, this guy, he's got one eye, he smokes from a pipe. I mean, what's not to love? I would happily pay Tuesday for a hamburger today,
Oh.
So there's Wimpy, wake up in the morning, feeling like P. Diddy. Next slide. Everyone who lives in this little town is like zany and the wacky stuff's going on. This guy falls to this drawbridge. This guy's doing a hat Lotzie of all hat Lotsies where he just can't catch the hat. He keeps kicking it, keeps going forward, you know what I mean? And this guy he kind of steals the whole movie. The whole way through because he's always doing silly shit. So we'll see him later on. Don't worry, that guy's not going anywhere. Next slide.
Just thinking about the choices you made as you were grabbing the screenshots, like this one, I gotta get him in there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that guy really steals the movie. And here we get to see his fucking grotesque monster arms that really are just there. Once you see them, you can't not see them. And it's kind of it's very interesting. That he's just. They're just so hairy, and it's just, Robin Williams is a very hairy man, so that part makes sense. But this is, people thought, this could be a big, it's fucking terrible. It's a bad movie. But we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Frank.
Yeah, this could be fun. All these zany characters. This guy rides a bike all around. And he taxes people. Who doesn't love a tax man? Next slide. And it's really just nickel and diming you. But hey, it adds up. And then you can use that money for whatever taxes go to in this place. Seemingly nothing. No one's fixing that bridge that people keep falling through, but it's fine. Popeye sees a pipe laying on the ground. He's like, oh, this looks like my old pipe, even though he's never been to this town before, so it's not his old pipe. So he just finds an old pipe on the ground and is like, well, I guess it's mine now. Standing up and then crouching back over to tap the pipe on the ground, and the piano misses him every time. And then one of the times it just lightly bumps him, and then he like shoves the piano. Next slide. Quincy, but here we see Popeye's first show of strength. So as Popeye walks into town, people are just terribly afraid of him. So this gentleman here, who's not some sort of racist portrayal, okay? He's not. Don't think
Definitely
he is, because he's not.
Nope,
he's not.
Definitely
all right?
not.
Yeah, he's not, and he doesn't try to upsell, scam Popeye out of more money for the carrots because he just wants carrots. He doesn't want spinach. Because also the whole time he's pretty much ADR the entire movie, and you still can't understand what he says half the fucking time because he's doing the Popeye grumble. It's just like it's just terrible. And also he sings too, so there's parts where he's singing and he's still kind of doing the Popeye voice, and you're just like, this is just fucking too. Who thought this was a good idea? Oh, you got a room for rank, and he says rank. Everything with a T he says with a K. It's I don't know. Who knows? Character choices. I was trying to figure it out whether she had already filmed The Shining or not. Like, I don't know which came first, but between these two movies, just, broke her mentally.
Yes.
It was Popeye in The
More this
Shining
one.
that
More
broke her.
this one,
Okay.
man. Not
Yeah,
The
because
Shining.
I mean,
This
it's just
one.
who knows which one did it? Because as we keep going on, you'll see.
It's a great casting. It's a great casting. For
Yeah,
this.
no,
I mean,
it's,
she
yeah.
like she has the look,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some, oh Popeye, like she does the voice like from the original cartoons, kind of. Man, this movie sounds great. How can I watch it? Well, I actually saw this because of Disney Plus. It was actually one of the first things I watched on Disney Plus. But
Disney
fortunately, it's not
vault
on there anymore.
opens
Can you
up,
believe
and
it?
Where does Frank go? He goes to Popeye.
Yeah,
But
because
they
I was
removed it.
Robin Williams as Popeye. I've never this is amazing. You know what? And then as soon as I start watching, I'm like, oh, this is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. So she's getting ready to get engaged or married to Bluto, who is every Popeye aficionado knows is Popeye's enemy. He's always also vying for Olive Oil's attention and set to be married, but she just hates these hats, and she's like, I can't get married, because these hats. And she's like, what kind of name is Popeye? And he's like, what kind of name is Olive Oil? Whatever. It's just cheesy style like you've ever heard in your life. And then she goes and she falls in the bed, she breaks it, weighing all of, I don't know, 80 pounds soaking wet, maybe 90. Let's be, those boots look kind of heavy.
It is a children's film?
I mean, it's
Who's
a
it
Popeye
for, I
made
guess
in the
is my
1980s.
question.
They do say damn, but it's really nothing aggressive,
Probably
nothing.
not for kids.
It's just it's all pretty tame for the most part, besides the terrible singing. And so he
That
gets
is
into
horrifying.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
disgusting.
it just yeah.
Just his arms and his tiny
to,
body and
Yeah. What color is Popeye's hair? Well, he
Yeah.
probably doesn't have hair. He's probably bald.
Mm.
It's like, well, we'll make Robin Williams have
Bleach his
blonde
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
Like, why? Just have him as regular. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Even though I think his arm hair color is kind of, I think Robin Williams' arm hair is kind of like lighter. I mean, he's still kind of, I don't know. He's a hairy guy though.
I forget the character's name from Umbrella Academy, the big beast man. Looks like just his
Luther.
arms.
Yeah.
Luther is just his arms on
Yeah,
Robin Williams.
exactly. Yeah, it's fucking horrific. Hammock as his bed because Olive Oil just fucking just wrecked his shit.
Yeah.
And he's looking at a picture of his pop, and he's saying, talking about how, oh, Pops, I'm gonna find you. Okay, real quick, does anyone here know Popeye?
I know, Popeye.
I know Popeye eats spinach and gets strong, right? I think that's all I know about Popeye and olive oil. That's what I know. This character, I think maybe I'm confusing him with. Isn't there like an evil character in Mickey that they're always?
Pete. Yeah,
Pete. Yeah. It reminds me of
kind
Pete.
of the same.
Yeah.
Kind of the
Yeah,
same.
but we're at 15 minutes and 48 seconds, which brings up the paradox of 5-minute films with Frank. If we were watching the movie instead, would we be further along? Maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
No, you know what? This movie, I tell you, it is quite the fucking slog.
All right, let's keep
you know how
trucking.
sometimes I'll watch a movie multiple times before actually doing this. It was one time again. It's Popeye looking
Still
at his
looking at the
picture
photo.
of his pop. And next slide. And here's the picture of me, Papa. All right. And then he turns off the light and goes to bed.
That's just a good joke. It's
Yeah,
just
no, I mean,
that's
it's just
funny.
the
there
words
are.
me Papa
That's the thing
on
about this
picture.
movie. There are some gags that fucking work. You know what I mean? A lot of the slapstick stuff is kind of funny. Wimpy says this classic line of "I gladly, give you, pay you Tuesday for hamburger today," and then that's part of the song. And the people say,
It's such a catchy line,
Yeah.
It's
"Yeah, who
It's
can't
timeless.
forget that line?" Such a classic line. This feeling in the middle of the night that his dad was still alive and he was here. He was
Okay.
kind of like the world brought him there.
Okay.
And Wimpy's like, okay, he's just really trying to get his hamburger on. They know some shit's about to go down, so everyone's like getting in, somewhat protection mode. Next slide.
Right.
And then, after he beats everyone up, he pays and he says, oh, keep the change. Because Popeye's a man of the people, all right? He walks and here's this animatronic pelican that we see multiple times throughout the movie.
That looks terrible, and this is a still. Yeah.
It's horrific. And it I don't know if it actually poops or just makes the poop sound, They just put that in post. But
Nice.
so here's Olive Oil. This song we are gonna hear a little bit of.
An accordion. I have to squeeze him each night to keep him warm. Oh
He's large. Chris, how did that sound to your
Oh
ears?
man, that sounds horrific. That's
Yeah.
it's like a dying goose.
God bless Shelley Duvall. She's, that singing in Olive Oil voice, maybe not the best idea. But you know what? I don't think she had any control over that. That's not, we can't
Yeah.
blame her. All right. And so during her song, while she's singing "He's Large," Olive Oil sneaks out of the back door or the balcony for room. Blue's like, "Where's olive oil?" You know, everyone's trying to calm him down, keep him nice. He's like, "Oh, hey, here, have some of these snacks." Next slide.
They have olives. Is it like
Yeah,
a family thing?
there's olives. Yeah, because he loves olives. You know, he loves all he wants to. Imagine him just coming out behind of a pole in the middle of the night, because he's down in the dumps because no one wanted him at her party, and she's like, "What are you doing here? Why didn't you come to my party?" You know. And he's like, "Oh well, the Popeye fucking gibberish." They come and they swap the baskets. You know, she had all her stuff packed. They swap the baskets. Then they hear a rattle coming from the basket. She thinks it's a rattlesnake, so she jumps, "Oh, Popeye, whoa!" And he's like, "Oh, I'll handle the varmint," you know? So he goes to open the basket, and boom, next slide, it's a baby. That's
There's a
right.
baby in Popeye?
Someone did the old swap-a-roo,
Yes.
stole her shit, and gave them a baby. Olive oil! You know, he starts yelling, and his yelling breaks the window out, you know, another funny sight gag. And he just literally, like, destroys the house. Like, he just smashes fucking everything inside. He smashes a bunch of people next slide. And they go to the doorway with the baby. You know, this is kind of a Shining shot, right? This could have been The Shining.
Yeah, that
Very
face.
cool.
And actually,
Yeah.
wait for one of the next slides. It really feels like so he's like kind of looks at them. Next slide.
It's good framing, yeah.
They almost did like they tried to do like the steam kind of thing, but it was like it was more implied. And the next shot, and then boom, he's seeing red, and then that's really, that's
wow.
kind of
Look at that.
really
That's
Shining. You know what I mean?
filmography, Yeah.
It's just like what are the fucking chances? You know?
There's my bride, and she has a baby, and there's Popeye, and they're all in red
Yeah.
now. Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's even scarier. I mean,
Yeah.
that's more
Yeah.
scary.
So anyway, he runs at him. He knocks Popeye, and Popeye's spinning right there, and he hits him again, and he starts drilling through the floor. Now that's a dummy. They have just like go down to the floor. There's quite a few times in this movie where they're using a dummy, and you can really tell they're using a dummy.
Yeah.
But it's part of the endearing part of the movie. So he goes all the way and presumably goes through his old boat that he came in there on, that little dinghy.
No.
He sailed in. Olive Oil's family is getting taxed for everything. So now they owe, I think it's like $12,000, you know?
Oh,
So
jeez.
it's like, oh, shit, we're fucked now. You know what I mean? We went from being all right to like, oh, we're so done. You know what I mean? He names the baby Swee'Pea because, sure, that makes sense, right? This mysterious kind of boat comes into port, and they put up this sign, and it's
The world's only floating arena.
this
Okay.
is where maybe Spider-Man got the idea for the fight. Actually, I think Spider-Man was before. This is 80.
Wait, what Spider-Man was that from?
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1, when he fights Bonesaw, he needs money, so
Who
he
the
goes
hell
to
is
this fight.
Bonesaw? Oh. Okay.
Macho Man
Was it-
Randy
was-
Savage.
Was it on a boat?
No, it wasn't on a boat, but it was
Oh,
just
okay.
there, the point of you got to do this wrestling match against this guy.
Okay, so you're taking the entire concept of a wrestling match and putting it on Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
the hero has to do.
Okay.
And, it's actually interesting because Popeye is before like Superman or really any superhero. Because Popeye
so
was
you're saying he was the start
20th.
of the
So
MCU?
some people do say, and I believe one of the, or maybe both the original Superman guys, like Popeye was kind of the, like,
Wow,
super
okay.
strong. I don't know. I mean, who knows how everyone? They're all dead, so who really knows? So this is the boat that comes up, and it's got this giant statue of this guy like on the front of it,
Yeah.
And you're
Makes
like,
sense
they
to
just
come
go
to a
around
town
just
with
beating
like
everyone's
50
ass,
people in it.
Yeah. And there's like concessions on the boat and stuff. And so that her brother, because he's like, oh, we're fucked. You know what I mean? We need some money. He's like, and this is like the only time I believe there's an inner monologue that's being said. I don't know why, because they probably were like, this doesn't make any sense. Why? So they have the inner monologue of like, I got to do it. Even if I die, it'll be worth it. I don't think she's as concerned about bringing a baby. Anyway, her brother runs in the stage, and the whole family's like, oh shit, no, you can't do this. This is
This man's
crazy.
gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna die. Anyway, so they start the fight, and he starts punching the guy, and he's like, it's not doing anything. The guy's like kind of laughing, and the guy starts beating on him, and Popeye's like, hey, this ain't right, I'll show you, whatever. So Popeye jumps in, and he's immediately in the uniform. They do a cut of like him in what he was wearing there yelling before, and he just jumps in. He's in boxing attire. When the guy accidentally punches his own mother when she was trying to put the bucket on Popeye's head, and then Popeye really gives it to him, and he twists his arm, like his hand around, it's like a rubber band or corkscrew, you know what I mean? And then it like spins, and then he punches him. Next slide, and then that's the punch. It's just, God, that arm is so fucking horrific. And then he's the winner of the fight. So everything's gonna be okay. Next slide. She was like, I knew you were gonna be all right because Swee'Pea told me so. And you're like, what? Like Swee'Pea's like kind of like psychic or lucky or something. Like they ask Swee'Pea questions, and then when it's like Popeye's gonna be okay, he like does like a noise, And then like, wow, that's crazy. The kid's like he has premonitions or something.
Magic.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like that.
So
it's like
next
that
slide.
octopus that predicts the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So good old piece of shit Wimpy is like, huh, interesting, magic kid.
Oh, no,
How could I
he has
use
a
this to
gambling
my
problem.
advantage? Next slide. And he's taking the kid on
Where
this
does
fancy
the
gondola.
spinach come in? I still haven't seen any spinach.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, in the very beginning, when the guy tries to sell him the spinach, you see it there, and you really don't see it till you. Don't worry, you'll see some spinach.
Okay.
Oh, you'll see spinach.
I'm here for
This is
spinach.
not the end of the movie.
No, we're like halfway through.
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
And he's like, "Oh shit, yeah, this baby's fucking winning." You know what I mean? Next slide. And then they're like, "Where the fuck is the kid?" Goddamn Wimpy. And they look all around, they can't find him, and they eventually, get on that little boat. They go there, they find him. He's got all this winnings, and they're like, "God damn it, Wimpy!" And then on next slide,
Use the magic baby. You can't gamble.
and then
with a
Oyle was like,
magic baby.
"Oh, I mean, this is a lot of money though. Like,
Maybe you can gamble
this
with
could
the
do a lot of
magic
good.
baby.
This is food and shelter, and we can actually do pretty good here." And then Popeye's like, "What? No, we're not fucking using this baby to gamble. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, come on now, this ain't right." Which you're thinking, oh, look at all these possible ladies of the night. Get your head out of the gutter, okay?
Okay.
Get your head out of the gutter.
So no.
Let me find the good part to start from the.
What am I?
Are you gonna say what they are?
I
Yeah.
ain't no physicist, but I knows what
And
matters.
just like, well, I thought was this a good idea?
What
you know
am
what I mean?
I'm Popeye, the sailor. And I am what I am, what I am, and I am what I am, and that's all that I am, 'cause I am what I am. Muscle and I only got one eye, and I
Oh my
never
God,
hurt
this is
nobody, and
bad.
I'll never tell a lie.
It's
Top
so
to me
bad.
bottoms, from the bottoms to me top. That's the way it is till the days that I drop. What am I? I am what I am. Oh, what a
It's like this
fun.
introspective song about who am I.
What I am, what
Yeah.
I
It's like the song from Les Mis. Who am
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
Popeye.
Yeah, it's a really shitty Les Mis. And then Bluto comes out and he fucking points at Wimpy. Next slide. And Wimpy's like, me? You want me? Anyway, so then Popeye's like, fuck this shit. I'm taking the baby. I know it's good for him. And then Wimpy's like, I got to follow him, because he's a piece of shit. And then
He's
so
got a
Popeye
magic
starts
baby.
living under the docks. The fee guys comes like, oh, you don't have a baby. You have a baby without a permit. He's like, where'd you get that baby from? And he fucking falls down this slide. You're just like, what the fuck is that for? They just have a slide built to push motherfuckers down. The next slide, he falls in there, and the whole town erupts into joy. Next slide. And everyone's like, oh, God, yeah, Popeye, you're the best. You
All he
fucking
had to
defeated
do
the guy.
was,
He literally
was
What?
defeat the
pushed him into
federal
the water.
government.
Like, he didn't even, you know what I mean? It's like, so you don't have to pay taxes anymore. You just push this guy in the water. Like,
It's
that
a
doesn't make any
literal
sense.
ticker tape parade. There's streamers and
And then he realizes, like, where's Swee'Pea going? He goes, Swee'Pea, and then boom, fucking goddamn piece of shit Wimpy.
I didn't realize Wimpy
fucking
was the
choke
bad
on a
guy.
hamburger Tuesday, all right? And Popeye's in duress, and Olive Oil confronts him. He falls through the ladder, the set piece that everyone
those
falls into.
ladders. Yeah, they're not great. Where's the tax money going? Is what I want to
Yeah,
know.
exactly. All these people
It
fall
needs to
through
go
this
to
ladder. Can someone
infrastructure.
fix this fucking ladder?
Infrastructure.
And then we see this guy. They're in the ship, and he just crutches his can of spinach. You're like, okay, who's this fellow? And boom, reveal. Ooh, who's this?
Oh, it's
Now-
Papa Popeye.
Yeah, and
Popeye.
Bluto's been working for
Wow.
him, and
Popeye.
he kind of runs. He's the magistrate, I believe.
And another name for grandpa isn't like Peepaw?
Yeah, Popeye.
So he'd be like Peepaw Poppy. Peepaw Papa Popeye?
Pee pee Popeye poo. Pee pee poo pee. All right, next slide. And then Bluto's like, you've been telling me you had this buried treasure for a long time. You're just dicking me around this whole time, right? I'd get some fucking
I
big
know
old blue
that
balls
the movie
here.
doesn't have that language, but I wish that it did.
You're really dicking me around here, old man. So decides to just tie up Popeye's dad and take the baby, and the baby is magically going to lead him to the buried treasure, because that's how. I mean, before it was like you tell the baby like, oh, this horse, or this horse, and he makes a noise. That's the horse. It's like, how are you going to tell him? I guess you could go like north, south, or west. I don't know. How would you use the baby's powers to find buried treasure?
Yeah, you use him like a radar,
Yeah, you just move around. They go, you go
It's
that
like a
direction.
divining rod. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Popeye goes onto the ship. Bluto and the baby sneak behind him, and Popeye's dad don't say shit. You figure, hey, behind you, son. You know what I mean? No, he just fucking just lets him walk away, and then it's me, your boy. Next slide, and he's like, I don't have a son. You don't look anything like me. It's like, they do the old. And he's like, you got to eat the spinach, and you can see he's like, I don't want to eat my spinach. And it's a whole thing, and Popeye won't eat the spinach, and Ron Williams noises, and he put olive oil into that tube.
Exhaust vent
and she
on the
spends
ship, yeah.
most of the rest of the movie in that tube. So just get used to looking at her like that, yelling, "Popeye, save me!" And it's just It's
so
a
they're
lot.
gonna shoot a cannon at our ship.
They put exactly. They put Wimpy on the cannon and they fucking shoot at Bluto's ship. It's like there's a fucking baby and olive oil there, man. What the fuck are you guys doing? I think they like sink part of the other ship and they crash into it. It's just a fucking mess. And
It's just like the Fury Road on the water. It's like Waterworld. These ships.
It is kind of Waterworldy.
Yeah.
It's cool, but also quite a clusterfuck. So next slide, he's got the Swee'Pea with him in the boat, and then he has olive oil just floating in that tube thing for what I don't know, because it's just funny to do that.
Funny.
He somehow ripped it off the boat like that, and he just like she floats along behind them, and then they start sinking. Bluto jumps in the water, and he finds the chest. But there's like this, there's a tentacle down there. What's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
And he's ready to rumble, And then Bluto's like, I'll get you, Popeye. And then,
This?
what's this? The tentacle's from this giant octopus. That's probably going to come into play soon, right?
Oh, no.
And the tentacles start attacking the baby. You're like, oh shit, leave the fucking baby alone. You know what I mean? Peepaw, Papa. And he's showing him what the treasure is. And below and behold, it's spinach, little baby shoes, and some children's toys. That was his monkey junk trumpet. And that's a picture of me son.
With the words, me son.
Olive Oil's being killed by an octopus, right? We're just going to let that one roll. I believe Popeye's dad throws a can of spinach, and he's like, I don't want it. And Bluto makes him eat the spinach, because he thinks it's funny to force people to eat things they don't want to eat. But unlucky for him, it causes Popeye to
There's like
to transform in
rumbling
magnificent ways.
under the sea, like Godzilla is emerging from the sea.
Yeah, it's really like that, yeah. And then there's this monster arm that comes and punches Bluto. It's horrific, the giant arm. And then anyway, so Olive Oil is still being killed by this octopus. All just starts beating the shit out of the octopus. There's like
Underwater. Okay.
There's like a good, 15, 20 seconds in, just punching the fuck out of this octopus. Does this crazy wind up, and then boom, that's it flying through the sky. They like shot it out of a cannon or something.
Hundreds of miles.
And then Bluto runs away and like, he turned yellow. He's so scared, and he swims away.
Oh, it's actually yellow.
There's a book of how to raise orphans slide, and then step 1 is feed it spinach. And then there's a dance number.
Popeye.
It's just
My hero.
That's his theme song.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish, 'cause I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
and then this little dance he does here before it. Whee! Does a backflip, It's so bad. Anyway, that's the end of the movie. That was
Robin Williams' voice.
1980s comedy musical Popeye.
One tough gazookas that hangs
Yeah,
on
it's,
Palookas
it's-
that ain't on the up and square.
Wow.
Anyway.
That's a lot, man.
Should have hit the
Time.
stop. Just under 50 minutes. 49 minutes and 29 seconds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's fire up 2021's
we're playing
Popeye.
a game. We're playing a game. Frank, how would you rate the movie?
2 out of 10 stars.
2 out of 10.
It's so bad. There is something to it,
Yeah, like tonally,
prop-
it may be there with the.
There's something there, but overall, it's terrible. I think there's something there. Maybe I'll attempt it one day. Not today. Not this week. Not the next year. Real quick, I'll give you some stats on the movie, though. It had a budget of $20 million, and
Okay.
it made a box office of $60 million. So, pretty good. It had terrible reviews. Everyone hated it. It's gained more.
Notoriety?
It's been more positively reviewed over the years.
Hey, does it when you start the game, does it just go immediately into this like hearts thing?
Yeah, there's no intro. It's very much an arcade game.
Is he mean to me? Are you mean? You're Bluto, right?
Yeah, he's playing.
Oh my god.
Tom, can you explain what just happened to you?
Well, I'm supposed to be collecting hearts, and so I'm walking around, but then I saw, which I imagine was Bluto. He kind of was following me, but I'm much faster than him. So at first I thought he was threatening, but then he stopped. So I was like, oh, maybe he's not going to follow me. And then I walked up to him, and then he punched me into the sky.
Like the 15 hearts Olive throws down, but be careful as Brutus is on the prowl. Find and eat the spinach and punch Brutus into the sea and collect the hearts faster.
Now, what was interesting about what you just read, Chris? Based off this whole movie that we just learned
Who's
about.
Brutus?
Exactly. So
Is this supposed to be Bluto?
Yes, because what happened? There was a theatrical Popeye cartoon series. It ceased production in 1957.
Oh shit!
King Features thought that
Did Bluto just get you?
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
fucking wrecked me.
King Features, which I believe got the rights after Paramount, or was getting it from them, believe that they owned the rights to Bluto, because they thought they had invented the Bluto character for the theatrical cartoon series. But no, Bluto was actually made for the comic strip. So technically they did own the rights, but they didn't know that. So they changed the name of the character because they thought that's how we get around the copyright. We'll just change the name, kind of make him a new character, but basically it'd be the same character.
Wow.
So they named him Brutus.
Nice.
So they renamed him for no reason. So before he was like muscular, as Bluto, and they made him more obese as Brutus.
Okay.
And then also in one of the, I believe in, there's a Popeye game released by Nintendo.
Okay.
And I believe they also use the name Brutus in that. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, Popeye was actually going to be the Mario Brothers, the Donkey Kong game was going to be Popeye. And instead of Mario, it was going to be Popeye. And instead of Donkey Kong, it was Bluto.
Oh, like
and,
Mario running up to, like the Donkey Kong game where it's Mario running up and saving the princess. Okay.
Yeah, and then he would get spinach to get powered up instead of a hammer. So the owners of Popeye thought, I don't know, these Nintendo guys, what do they know?
No, that's never
By
going to
making
go
video
anywhere.
games.
They fucked up.
So anyway, years later, they
I'm
would make some Popeye games. They were similar but different, and actually, I mean, this was actually kind of a remake of that game that Nintendo made in 1982, because the key was to collect hearts.
What is this garbage? Why am I collecting letters?
Because you got to spell something. Now, can you guess what it's going to say?
It's going to say, "Oh, Popeye, I love you."
Yeah.
Wow, Tom, there you go. But you still need to, regardless of what you know, you still have to collect all the letters.
Yeah,
you got to run around.
I'm not even
doing
on
a
that
Wheel
level
of
yet.
Fortune.
You have to watch out
guessed.
for the vulture.
Yeah,
You have to watch out for the vulture. You got to watch out for, Brutus.
The sound when you hit Brutus it's brutal. It's just wrecking.
It's the same sound when he hits you, though. So he gives
He's
you
gone
give it back
now. So I'm just on this very small ship, and she's tossing letters down to me. But I already picked up he's climbing back up. I just got a little animation of him climbing back up the side.
And that animation stops you from doing. You got to wait you got to let it play out. If you notice, when the animation when he's climbing up, the water just disappears. Like the ocean's just gone.
Yeah, or at least the ship was so high above where a ship would naturally rest that you couldn't see the water underneath the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm already on the 3rd level. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Chris. Okay, just gonna do this together.
There's no need to brag. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you play Elden Ring. I didn't know who I was competing with here.
Yeah. This is a Souls type Popeye game.
Yeah, no.
They say every game is Souls-like if you're bad at games. So
Yeah.
avoiding Brutus.
Well,
There's
or
a
whatever.
witch now. Avoiding Brutus and the witch. Find and eat spinach to punch them into the sea and collect their hearts faster.
Yeah. I believe the witch character is based off of the comic book character, the Sea Hag. But that's not cool to say Sea Hag anymore.
Is that
I'm
not
dropping
PC?
frames
I was actually just going to say it. I was going to say, Frank,
I'm pretty sure you can still say sea hag.
Can you please not say the word hag?
Yeah, come on.
Sorry, guys. And Fredo loves to talk about when frames are dropped.
Yeah,
they are.
dropping frames.
He's the frame dropping king.
I am one of the hardest people on the Switch. The Switch has games that it cannot run, even games that are designed for it. The Switch is such a low power system. Come at me, Nintendo Bros.
Listen, that's my first thought when Frank handed it to me today. I literally was like, "This piece of plastic is it?"
This piece
You've
of
never
shit.
held a Switch before, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a tablet, man. It's a tablet with exclusive games on it, and they do a great job as far as what they do. But it's a weird little corner that Nintendo's put themselves in. Yeah, and this town that they've rendered. Oh, is this only for Switch, Frank?
It came out on the Switch, and that's what it's most known for.
Okay.
I've only seen people review it for the Switch, really.
Yeah.
But apparently, you can get it on the PlayStation 4, and because of that, theoretically, the PlayStation 5. I have yet to see anyone talk about that
Next
to see,
level gaming.
whether it runs just as shittily. I theoretically could have Fredo buy it on that instead, but I figured, no, it's not.
You fucked up, yeah.
Yeah, it's just they've rendered a level that is large enough that they don't have any depth of field or anything. It's just the system can't handle rendering this large of a level that looks like garbage.
This game's got some glitches. So
there's no jump button in this game.
No, there's no jump. That is correct.
You run around like it's a platformer collecting stuff, and there's no jump button.
Yeah, and I was stuck swimming, and I recommend not to swim because it's bad.
Because once you get hit by Bluto or Brutus, as this game refers to him as.
Whoa,
you get hit by
that's a
him,
copyrighted
or the
term,
bird,
maybe?
or as you will see, there are bouncing goo skulls too. So
Oh,
watch
sure.
out for those.
Yeah.
And with the goo skulls, you can actually now I haven't actually tried this myself because with the goo skulls, if you run into them while you have your spinach power, you
you're
just
saying
kill them. You don't need to punch them.
Goose skull?
It's like a gooey skull thing. Yeah.
Oh, gooey skull. I thought you were saying a goose skull.
No, gooey. It's like
Okay.
a blob.
In the midst of night, collect the 20 hearts Olive throws down while avoiding Brutus and the vulture. Find any of the spinach to punch. Okay. So the same thing again.
Yep, it'll keep saying the same thing
Yes.
over and over.
I guess I should point out that while Frank did tell me to pick this up while it's on sale, I paid a full $13 for this game.
Same here.
Same
I feel awful.
Fredo.
I cannot sleep.
Yeah.
I will not sleep tonight. Yeah. Because the purchase that I did. Talked to my mom and cried a little bit. So yeah.
But during the movie recap,
Oh, I mean, I did my taxes. I did a lot of things on that.
It was a productive 5-minute film with Frank.
Yeah, for sure.
you realize,
so
Frank, the direction you're going is like you're just gonna watch a movie next time, right? Like,
Yes.
You're just going to be watching a movie and
hey,
we're...
I cut the movie in half. All right.
He did.
So,
I think he's
you're
gone
welcome.
longer before.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Minority Report might have been longer.
I really do think
but-
it was.
but
Is it the same level that we're on each time? Because I thought it was putting us in
Yes.
different areas, but it is the
No.
same.
there are 3
This
levels.
is the same.
Okay.
There
Okay,
are
but
2
they keep
island
reusing
levels,
them.
and there is 1 ship level.
So,
Okay,
the,
so there's like
that
this-
skull is really deadly.
yeah, if anything touches you, you die, and you only have 3 lives, and you can't gain any more lives no matter how high your score.
I just lost.
Oh,
I just lost
I thought-
everything.
you
Did I just die? How did I just get hit? What was there?
Sometimes the goose skulls come out. Like there's certain spots where they spawn.
Okay.
So, but yeah, exactly. But you can't guarantee
Randomly
they'll be
you
there every
die.
time. Like especially on the boat, usually by
And
the
despite
the
the
stairs.
fact that I'm picking
Oh,
up
no.
hearts, the hearts don't have any bearing on health. It's just
No.
it's Olive
No.
Oil's hearts. Okay.
Yes, you just need to collect the hearts.
I mean, this is a pretty Elden Ring game. This is Elden Ring, yeah.
When you click play
Oh, wait.
on this game, it does like loading, like get all these files in place.
Yeah.
This in-depth game.
So many
let's
files.
get our files in order here.
How do I? If you are in the game and you go to the home screen, like if you home to the Switch and then you come back in, sometimes you'll automatically die. I haven't been able to get that glitch to happen. Maybe they.
Is that a good thing
Patch
to
or something?
automatically die?
Oh my
Yeah, it's like you
God.
automatically die. I couldn't get it to happen, but I did try it a couple times. I tried it 2 or 3 times.
So is
I
this
just
a
couldn't get it.
laser engraving? The
Yeah,
high
so,
score
yeah.
here?
So it's a mock-up. I might have to, because
I got the highest score in Popeye for the Nintendo Switch, and all
Oh,
I got
wow.
for was this stupid board.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be
I love
maybe
it.
another cutting board unless Tom wins, and then I'll just make it a smaller board because how many cutting boards does this guy need?
I know. I literally was like, man, if I win, it's like taking a wall because I have the
Yeah.
Luigi one mounted on the wall.
Can anyone notice anything about the game audio?
I am not
it's
listening
really
to it
cheap
at
and
all.
sounds bad.
It's
I
the
guess I didn't.
same.
It's the
It's the
same
same
song
sea
looping.
shanty over
Yeah.
and over
Oh yeah, I didn't hear
and
it.
over
My
until you
favorite
get the Popeye spinach can and it does a quick little Popeye theme. But let's talk a little
Bluto.
bit about the developer of this game, and they're called Sebek. Let me pull up a list of their games. See if you guys might know any of them, because they have been making games for a decent amount of time. Actually, what they're most known for nowadays, their big hit was they really just crank out real shit games.
The biggest piece of shit though was
Smoke.
this guy.
Well,
Come
it's
on.
Calculator. It's Calculator for the Nintendo Switch.
Wait,
And-
Oh, they did the calculator, the famous
Yeah.
calculator. Oh my god!
Yeah, that
I've
does
never heard of
it
Calculator.
calculate things correctly. Yeah,
oh
One of the
really?
best
I've never
games
heard
on
of
the
that.
Switch.
that's
Yeah.
their claim to fame before this game. You could say.
Nice.
And so on their their website, which is their website is it says developers of groundbreaking video games since 1993. And
Yikes.
they apparently made a South Park game.
Really?
If you try to click it on their website,
Don't tell me
it
they
doesn't
did the N64 one. That will
work.
be...
No, I don't think
Wow.
so. It seems like maybe an app.
Oh, okay.
They have made a dart game, a Trivia for Dummies game that I think that's the game they made after this one. They made a game called Teddy Gangs, which seems like a ripoff of Gang Beasts. A piano thing for the Switch, a chess game, just any kind of generic thing you think you could make a game out of. They've done it, and it seems like there's really only one guy working there that at least that I was able to track down, and his email is at the bottom of the website. It's like contact us. It's Saj at sebek
Sag?
co.uk. Yeah, S-A-J, or Massage. I don't know how you say
okay.
it.
I thought you
But,
meant Sag. Like, not that Popeye is some illustrious franchise that like a sought after IP, right? But why? How did they get it?
So I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, because they have done other IPs like South Park and other things to make like shitty little games, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't. Maybe the guy's really good at convincing people to give him properties. But some people think. So one of the reviewers that I watched originally about this game, because I was like, should we do this game or not? It was so Jim Sterling, was talking about maybe they made this game just to keep the license to Popeye.
Gotcha. Okay.
For who
Some sort of legal reason. Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Just crank it out to keep the stuff. Who cares? It's Popeye. Yeah. Eventually, Brutus will start throwing bottles. I've never actually been hit by a bottle. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I haven't got past level 12.
Well, I don't want to
Okay.
play the game this long.
I'm on level 7, so
They take
we'll
like
see.
4 minutes to do each level.
Yeah, Alfredo watched me play this for hours. They said, "You're still playing that game?" And I said, "Yeah."
So,
Yeah, I'm still
so
playing
Frank,
that
what's your offhand? Do you know what your high score is?
It's
1,275.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just spawn out of nowhere because you could have, Brutus could be right behind you, and you could run away, and then he'll just
And
appear
you turn
around
a
the corner,
and he's over there. Yeah.
Yeah, he just spawns, and
It's Slender Man shit. He's
Yep.
it starts to get a little wacky and crazy. And by level 12,
sure not level 4 because I don't know. I died on level 4. I think. It was definitely amping up the
level 4 is
difficulty.
pretty
It was-
easy.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
but
to each their own.
And they punched me
Fredo
the
just got
first
knocked
time.
to the
Yep.
sky.
Yeah, first time.
So I because I played this game quite a bit, so I kind of experimented a little bit. I was thinking, because when you get hit, you go into the water.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, what would happen if I just stayed in the water? You get hit again.
Oh.
So
They'll come
Brutus
into
will
the water
come,
to hit
swim
you.
into the water, and then knock your fucking lights out again.
Can't blame him.
Yeah.
If I had an opportunity to punch this character, I would as well. It seems like that only a certain amount of hearts can drop down in the world, and the map is so large that, like, well, I guess I'm on the wrong side of the map, and you just have to keep wandering around.
Yeah, each level, they're you'll learn it because they basically fall in the same place every time.
Oh.
So you'll kind of learn like a pattern, and then you can probably
see
double back
how
to the house.
This is so stupid that
Yes.
there have probably been some people who do like some high score runs and speed runs. Of this,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, you're correct and incorrect. There is
I
one
like
guy
it. Okay.
on
There's one guy
speedrun.com
who does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he just has one. He's got the one run.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what his time is,
Probably is the creator of the
and
game.
it's not even about the
takes
score. It's about how fast you can beat the first 10 levels.
Oh, okay.
And
His
that's
own-
when I
his
was like,
own record. Okay.
maybe you can't beat this game. Maybe this is purely
Forever.
an arcade game.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
and he actually did this on PS4. So he did the first 10 levels in 24 minutes and 34 seconds.
Oh my gosh, he Slender Man'd me.
Now, I will say real quick, if you want to watch the movie, you can watch it on YouTube. But I don't know if you need YouTube Premium or not to do it. I have YouTube Premium, so I can watch it. But also, you can also watch Ernest Goes to School on YouTube Premium, I guess. So that's,
Okay.
about it.
Do you have a
Oh, so when
referrer
you-
code? Is that what you're saying?
When you punch them, you get 1,000
Yes.
Yeah.
points.
So you can kind of stay in the earlier levels. But also, the spinach,
well,
I don't
so
know if you can
here's
perfectly time out when the spinach spawns.
I was
don't know where
tempted
it is,
to
yeah.
do. I was tempted to do.
Be brave, Tom.
I could stay on level 2 on the boat, get the
wow.
spinach, avoid the letters, and just punch him.
They respawn like what every 30 seconds?
Right,
It would
and
still
I
take
could
such
do
a long
that
time.
forever.
Go for it.
Yeah, you could.
Do it.
Every girl loves a sailor. That must be what this one is.
Yep.
This is getting fucked. Come on.
Oh, there's-
That's why I hate the ship because of that. It's too tight to me.
Yeah.
And
There's
I
a
would
skull,
think
there's a-
farming the other levels might be better.
$13 are never coming back. I had planned to buy 13 items at $1.
that was lunch tomorrow.
Okay, I'm at level 9, but I'm taking a break here. Okay? I'm sweating all over.
I think what's always shocking is when there's a game. We play a lot of bad games, right? But this is a game that was it just a digital download or did it get a cartridge?
I believe it's digital only.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay.
There's no way to physically get a
It's
copy
just
of
that
this game.
we're all aware that the Steam marketplace is a little more lax than any of these other marketplaces usually. So whenever
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you see a game this bad that went through some sort of approval process. Although Nintendo, like with the Switch, they've really opened it up. There's some
Yeah,
there's
they
some
don't care
garbage
anymore.
out there. Yeah.
Yep.
They know that no one knows how to use their storefront anyway, so
Sometimes Bluto kind of has like that.
Not Bluto.
Jason.
not Bluto. Legally not Bluto.
Brutus.
Okay.
Even though they now they technically own the rights to both of them for whatever reason. So two
Yeah.
characters, it's the same character.
His evil brother that looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So Brutus, he's got some like real strong Jason vibes because like he'll be walking.
Yeah.
He just stalks around.
Yeah, and you're faster than him, but like you'll turn like a new corner.
Yeah,
And he's
there
like,
he is.
"Yeah, I'm here." And you're like, "Wait, were you must have started
And
running."
you turn around to look at like where he was. He's not there. Fuck the vulture! The vulture just respawned on me.
And I gotta be honest, I play Popeye on the Atari, and it was fun, or I was just a dumb little kid. But,
No, you were a dumb. It looks horrific.
yeah.
But yeah. So
I mean, that was the whole thing that it was there, man. So yeah, and it was the joystick with the button, so it was fun. Okay,
Yeah.
at the time.
You
So,
moved the joystick and
quick-
your character moved on screen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the shit.
I watched a video of all the Popeye games, throughout the years. There's some interesting ones. I was actually gonna have Tom originally play some of those.
He probably is killing it with the calculator thing, So
I mean, just
I
from
don't
the
know.
funds that we gave him today, he's doing all right.
Yeah, no, we
He
bought that
himself
motherfucker
a
some
nice
lunch.
dinner.
Say that.
No.
Yeah, that's why he didn't respond to my email. He was like, "No, get me lunch."
Oh, is that who you messaged? You were trying to get keys out of him?
Yeah, because some people have actually. A couple people I was watching, they go, "Yeah, I just emailed the guy, he sent me a key," and I was like,
Look,
"Interesting."
it is a tough pitch because I've tried it before about like, hey, we do a podcast.
I did not say any.
It's called
I did not say.
GGN. Don't worry about what it stands for. Could we get some free keys?
But so real quick, I'll read from the about section of this game.
Okay.
The official Popeye game in which you play the spinach-eating sailor in this modernized adaptation of the classic arcade game.
It's
The
modernized.
objective of the
It's gritty,
game is to get the
rebooted.
highest score by completing as many levels as you can by collecting hearts and letters thrown down by Olive, all while trying to avoid the dangers of the witch, vulture, and Popeye's rival, Brutus.
Mhm.
Find and eat the spinach and get the special powers needed to punch your enemies into the sea and become faster at collecting the items before they return. Popeye is a simple, pick up and play, fast action, fun game which anyone can play, but be warned, winning a high score won't come easy.
I mean,
They're not lying.
they're
to
not
some extent.
lying.
And the worst thing is that the music doesn't help. I'm already going nuts with this freaking loop.
Can you imagine like the courting process of like hi, when you go in this boat and there's a guy that's gonna try to attack you, but I'm gonna drop one letter at a time and have
Oh, so it's like Hangman.
I'm not interested. They're like, wait, it's gonna say something. No, I don't give a shit anymore.
I'm Audi 5000.
Right, I have what the premise you just gave. It's not worth it whatsoever.
How did you get there? Correct, Brutus.
Doctor Strange bullshit. I don't know. It's appearing everywhere. Yeah. Fuck.
Interdimensional beings.
Wait, Frank, when did you say this came out?
Last year.
Oh,
2021.
last year.
Yeah.
Yep. It was kind of a sleeper hit, Everyone said, "Wait, what? What's coming? What came out?" And it's funny. There was some
Cult
talk about this
classic.
game, because everyone's like, "Oh, the guys who made the calculator game making a Popeye game," and so some people got it from the Japanese marketplace because that's where it dropped first.
Nice.
Hot
And
drop, yeah.
this guy played it, and the company threatened to sue him because he basically said it's the worst game on the Switch and no one should buy it. And they're like, "Hey, that's defamatory." And then he was like, "It's a bad game on the Switch,
It's a
and I don't think
review."
anyone should personally buy," or whatever. He rephrased it and changed the thumbnail, and then like, "Okay, that's fine. We will no
Sounds
longer
great.
be giving you legal action."
I just saw the
But I
bitch.
think it's just the one guy. So I feel like you could have called his bluff had the guy done any research about the company. Been like, "I think you're just one dude," but it worked out. He didn't get sued.
That's
But
good
plenty
for him.
of drama videos were made about it. All kinds of.
YouTube drama about someone threatening to sue. It is only something I don't know what this one is. It is okay to be a little glow stick? What the
Yeah.
Yeah.
what does that mean? It's okay
Exactly.
to be a little
What
glow
does that
stick?
mean? Did anyone?
It's okay to be a little glow stick.
That's what the hangman
that-
clue was. Yeah.
If I
That's
had a
progressive.
nickel for every time.
It's like I'd gladly pay you Tuesday. It's like actually like your camera movement is part of the gameplay.
Yes.
Yes. You can cause things to spawn and despawn based off of it.
Wait, what?
Because like sometimes a thing Brutus will spawn in front of you because you look that way.
Okay,
Fredo, you're at level 10. Do you feel
level
strong?
10. I mean, I want to die, so yeah. Pretty strong. 31,600.
Ooh, I'm ahead of him right
Chris
now.
is in the lead.
You're ready? You cheating?
I'm
just
at
punching a lot of dudes in the face.
26,000, so I am not.
Okay. I gotta cheat. Yeah, Chris is cheating now, so I gotta
I'm
cheat.
not cheating. I'm playing this. I'm playing this the only way I know how.
You
Cheating.
know? you
You got
me.
knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
didn't
so
see
much
the
pressure
freaking
now.
spinach. Okay, here's a question for you, Frank. Can I ask for a refund on Switch, like Steam?
I was wondering that too. Like how much
Yeah.
gameplay time?
I mean, if you can, I would try to.
But I will try. And I'll let you know next GGN, okay? Because
Yeah.
I want my money back.
Okay, here we go.
$13 feels kind of unethical.
Yes.
I
yes.
for
gotta
Frank
say, like,
getting us to
I
buy
don't
it, or-
actually have a ton of criticism. Really, like it's not that
It
fun.
feels like something free you should download
Right,
on a
right.
tablet.
Right, like, but like as a time wasting.
Okay, so Nintendo says they don't do that. They say, "Oh, sorry."
We don't give you your money back now.
Yeah, like even if a kid did it by accident, no. I feel like
The
that's
official
illegal.
stance from
but,
Nintendo is get fucked, kid.
yeah.
31,150.
Fredo's at 39,000. What do you think?
39.
You lost?
I'm dead, and yeah, and I'm done with this, okay?
Thumbs
I
down to
think-
me.
I don't know if I did the 40,000. Let
Oh.
me see.
Yeah, 39.6, 39.7,
Okay.
39.9. That does it,
I'm
right?
done.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I don't know if you guys will believe this or not. This actually came the day before Animal Crossing New Horizons. They had an update, that everyone
Yeah.
was like really looking forward to.
Uh-huh.
And they put this out the day before,
I
maybe
stole
to
some
grab some.
thunder.
People are sitting on that Switch homepage,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, let's get something. And you go, ooh, Popeye. This looks kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it just,
Face it, today you hit
Ends
the
with an
jackpot.
R. Oh, I got cornered. Couldn't beat Frank. Wow. So there it is.
2021, everybody. So is that it? You turning in the...
I'm not going
done?
to play that again. No.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm
Everyone will
done.
sit around
Yeah.
for another 40 minutes to see me try and get the high score again.
I'm done.
Chris, what's your high score?
My high score. Oh, you need to record it. 43,750.
Thank you
If
for
we
your bravery.
have to.
Thank you for your... So this is the game that they did. This is the remastering of. And there's been a bunch of
doing this?
Popeye games throughout the years. The next link after that is Popeye, the history and the games.
Uh-huh.
If you want to just kind of scroll through that video, just so you could see how the games evolved over time.
Yeah, from the arcade version, I definitely see how it was like Donkey Kong where the princess is up top and she's tossing things down to you and you have to collect them. So like seeing this and then seeing the game that we were playing, that makes a lot more sense. Just they literally just made this game 3D though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems very unnecessary.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for this.
Because he does like a whole intro of like Popeye and how Popeye became a thing, and
Oh, what was
how
that?
it was going to be.
What's that?
Yeah, it was mostly
What was
a lot of shit
super
that I already said.
high-res 3D version? What Popeye was that?
They never made that. It was canceled.
It was like an animation, a movie?
Yeah, no, they were trying to make a movie and it was canceled. So
Oh, interesting.
it's a shame. And
Yeah.
it looked great. It looked great. Yeah.
Yeah, so the high res Popeye thing
Mhm.
was from I believe 2012 or 2014, and it was basically like a proof of concept that they made.
Oh, okay.
And because people thought, oh, is this a trailer or something? And they're like, no, this isn't a trailer. It's more of a a proof of concept that we could do it. And this would kind of look like, they wrote an actual script. They had all this stuff put together. And then that was around the same time as when The Interview came out with Seth Rogen and James Franco, and the
Okay.
whole Sony leak happened. And Sony had all this stuff going on, and they're like, you know what, fuck this Popeye thing. We don't have time.
Oh, really?
Even though everyone was really like down with it, and everyone was really excited about it. For whatever reason, they decided, let's put it on the back shelf. We got all this other stuff to do. Because the guy who did
Sony
it is
leak
the guy
caused
behind
cancellation of the Popeye animation. Okay.
Hotel Transylvania,
Yeah.
and he did a bunch of other stuff. So it was more focused on that shit, I guess.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, don't worry about Popeye. So unfortunately, a great Popeye thing really just never came around.
But it looked like one of these old games starring Popeye. It did have like a hangman kind of thing, like you had to jump around and bounce the letters and figure out what word it was. So it's just like all these pieces of these old games that we don't know about. That is he fighting Alien?
Yeah, he fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, Exomorph, yeah.
Exomorph, yeah.
Wow.
And then he
Xenomorph?
also fights the robot from Lost in Space.
Lost in Space, yeah. Was Popeye big in Japan? Because like there's all these Japanese releases. That's weird.
Yeah, well, Nintendo's, Japanese company.
Yeah, but like for it to only be released in Japan.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
like
So
the
that happens
sass
sometimes
from
with certain
Frank.
products.
If you don't know, Nintendo is a Japanese company.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, it's weird. You would think, it would be
Gosh, for
everywhere, but I don't
spinach.
know. But it's like same like what's his name? Woody Woodpecker is like big in Brazil.
Oh, really?
So they made a Woody Woodpecker movie, and it only really got a big theatrical release in Brazil.
Huh.
It was more. I think it was straight to DVD here. Or
And,
like wasn't
and my
theaters long
living
here, but-
room. My kids love that movie.
Oh, they like it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. Okay, all right.
It's got what's his name?
Jesus.
Timothy Odmanson from Psych.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's the history of Popeye right there. We just scrolled through a bunch of videos seeing the different iterations it's had.
Let's wind down. You boys ready to wind down?
Oh, I'm ready to wind down.
Okay, good.
This better not involve you telling us the story of another movie, though.
Yeah. So
No.
believe it or not, there's actually another Popeye movie that came out.
No.
And this story is even longer. No. So, in closing, this is a bad game. All right?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I played a lot. You know what's funny? I was like, I hate this game. And then I would just like pick it up again. And I would just like go again. Let's go to the reviews. Let's just jump straight to the critic reviews.
All right.
This game, can you believe it? It has no critic reviews.
What? No.
But it does have a user score on Metacritic. Can anyone guess the user score? Chris, I'll let you go first.
Out of 10, I'm going to say this guy probably... It's got some ironic reviews in there, I bet. I don't know. There's not very many ironic reviews on Metacritic, though. I'm going to put it at a 2.2.
All right, Alfredo
I will say 1 out of 10.
and Tom.
I'll be a jerk and say 3.
Box
Well,
me in
Alfredo hit it dead on the money
there. Oh, my
Nice.
goodness.
with a user score of 1. Some reviews here. Chris, this first one is...
I have a user review here from CLRCRTQ. One worst game on the Switch ever award, followed up by Sabek's other masterpieces, Calculator and Piano. If it tries to mimic the original gameplay of the arcade new version, you have to pick up hearts that Olive is throwing at you, and 3 levels repeat with slightly environmental differences. The 3 maps are lousily put together with the asset pack Polygon Pirate Pack, which is on sale right now and has way more worth than its own misuse of it. Don't buy this game. Don't support Sapek as developers, as they are threatening content creators to sue them over bad reviews. Let's keep the bad reviews coming, because this is a total scam. Frank, I'm now realizing this is Frank's attempt to get GGN in legal trouble.
in legal record, yeah. I was thinking, you know what's hot? You know what people like talking about? Lawsuits. So why don't we just get into a lawsuit? So, all right, Tom, can you read your review?
By Exiac 63678. That's a good name.
Everyone's got fucked up names. It doesn't. I'm like, these reviews fake too.
I think it feels
they're
like
all
they just hit
bad.
their head on the keyboard, but neat tech demo. Can't wait for them to release a real game. I'd suggest filling up the soundtrack a bit. Actually, seems very nice.
And Alfredo.
And this one is by Penis Pickle 69. And that's the username. So I now have an all new appreciation for Balan Wonderworld thanks to this game. Okay, because Balan Wonderworld is pretty bad, but
They
this one,
say it's bad. We'll try it someday.
yeah, please do.
All right, so that was all the bad reviews. Now, what about some good reviews? Is this garbage someone else's treasure? There's only one positive review on Metacritic, and Alfredo will be reading it.
Okay, this one is by Camdolf615. So it says, "You catch the hearts and love notes from your wife while punishing your enemies with your spinach fist. Might be the greatest game of all time. 10 out of 10. So
I knew there was one ironic review in there.
So we've heard what the people said, but what about our scores? It's time we gave this game a score it deserves using our Garbage Valley scoring system. Our scoring system, of course, goes from -10 to +10, with -10 being a so bad it's good, with a +10 being so good it's good, with a 0 being just straight garbage, trash. like most games I pick. Let's start with Chris. Chris, what would you give this?
Like I was saying earlier, I always have an appreciation for a game that actually makes it to a platform rather than just PC, because it feels like there's more approval process there. And when you've got a real piece of hot garbage that's on a console, it feels more substantial. Given this is Nintendo's now fairly unregulated marketplace, and it they just let anything on there, calculators that don't work apparently, pianos that play the wrong notes, and Popeye that is the same 3 levels with just I think there's just a background scale about like how fast they spawn, how fast they move, that just gradually increases with each level for $12. Wow, this is a hard one to swallow. I'm trying to separate it from the story of Popeye that you told us, because there's some substance there, but this game it's thin. It needs to fill out with some spinach maybe. I'm gonna go negative, and not very high though, because it's not just funny how bad it failed. So I'm gonna go -3, I think.
All right, Tom, what is your Garbage Valley score?
What's weird is that it doesn't play, like, it doesn't feel broken or anything like that. You know, it just feels like they had like a weekend. You know, and like they were like, okay, well, we got these
project.
3 levels, and they were like, how much time do we have? And they're like, a few more hours, and they're like, let's use the same ones but make it rain. You know,
except because this is a one-man studio. It's just him in his apartment shouting to himself. You have 1 week.
Oh, actually, and I forgot to mention that. So some people like looked into some of the stuff there, and they do just use some Unity assets, I guess.
Yeah.
And some other like stock stuff to some extent.
Yeah.
It's not even like they handcrafted every piece of the CD.
Yeah,
They found some stuff they could just buy and throw in the game.
So, do you remember back in the day when like a cereal box would have like a little like a game in it?
Sure.
This feels like the 2022 version, of
like
that.
I was just thinking, maybe I might have mentioned it on a podcast. There was a game that came with checks that was like a Doom reskin, but you were a little checks character.
Yeah, so I guess my feeling is like, if I bought a box of cereal tomorrow and this game was in it and I played it, my thought would be like, yeah, that's a cereal box game. Yeah, exactly. I'd be like,
I bought it for the Raisin Bran, but
yeah, like, was it the best game ever? No. I'm like jumping out like for a cereal box game. I'm like, it's pretty good, man. What the travesty of this is that it's the $12 or $13. That's where it's insulting.
Yeah, I will say I got this game on sale for $3, and I tried to get everyone else to get it for $3. It didn't work out, so we ended up having to get 2 copies of the
but I mean
$13
like,
price.
Even if you get it on sale, that's still a sale. Like
$3, it still feels kind of like a scam. But I will say there is a replayability, and I would like, Chris, at some point, if you can get your children to try to see, maybe, I don't know, maybe they would enjoy it, maybe not.
They're playing. My 4-year-old is so into DC's supervillains. She knows all the tricks. She knows all these names of these obscure superhero villains.
Oh, really?
She fucking hate this game.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, Dad, this game is trash.
Yeah.
The control, it's like the frames are dropping.
Like I said, for me, it's just the price. The only reason is that they have the cojones to be like, give me $13. That's my only real issue is the pricing. So I feel like I'm gonna say -3 also. I hate to be a but I agree. I agree with it.
Tom's a follower. What can you do?
Yeah.
All right, and Fredo, what would you score it?
This is the worst game that I play in a while. I mean, I waste money before on video games, but I think this is the worst thing that I put money on. And I mean, I did crypto for a while, so this is the worst thing that I've been putting money on. Okay, so
you could have lost $5,000 in cryptocurrency. Like, you know what, Popeye was the worst purchase.
So yeah. Just knowing the story about probably is just one guy making the video games, taking assets from whatever and putting it together. Probably this game was
I
made...
can't prove that. All right.
No, I mean, it's a theory.
Can you go to the credits in the game? Isn't there a credits?
I mean,
we
it's
never got
barely
a credit
title
screen, did we?
It's barely a title screen, okay? So I don't
Yeah.
think...
Oh, it's just options. It's play options in high score. Never mind.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's no
there's
credits.
no credits
Press all
unless
the
it's an
buttons.
options.
But, you know, if it's like that, props to the guy because he made the calculator game, and so it became a meme. So the guy has done some hit, but in the meme world, not hits in the real life, of course.
Right.
But worst game ever, I will say. I will give it, -3 also. Yeah, going the same thing because, fuck them.
Okay, yeah. Well, it seems like I'm the only one who had some fun playing this. I mean, I also had a loathing time and I hated myself. But I just kept going back. It kept drawing me in. I would play some matches of Fortnite, and say, you know what? Maybe this time I can get past level 12 of Popeye,
Uh-huh.
But it just never happened. I currently have the high score of 52,275. It'd be interesting to see if anyone could beat that in the future. If you have, email us at what's the email?
Chris@garbagegamenight.com. That'll work for you. Yeah.
Yeah. If you beat our score, or I guess you could just lie. Please don't do that.
Don't lie.
It'd be fun to, So anyway, I had some fun playing this game, trying to break it, just exploring the nothingness of it. I really tried to find is there like a secret something? Nothing. I couldn't find anything. And with that being said, I'm gonna give it a -2.
Wow, that's a low scoring one all around.
Yeah, because it's so shitty. It's so cheap. Now, am I gonna play it again? Probably.
Right.
But
I'm thinking about when you can get your Switch back from Tom right now, aren't
yeah,
you?
as soon as I can pry it from his dead hand.
I already delete the game, okay? I just already delete, and the $13 are never coming back. What I'm gonna do now?
This wasn't a great Twitch selling point. This game, like that, my first real gameplay on a Switch. I'm like, wow,
You said Switch. Yeah.
What a great system! I should get one.
I mean, if you want to play some fun,
stuff like this, huh? Cool.
It's got great games. Okay. Nintendo Switch, neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it to you.
He's a recognizable character that they don't really do anything with. Like they had apparently those wrestling games in the 90s, but get him in Fortnite, get him out there. The IP can make some money unless it's public domain and they're just keeping it hush,
So I don't think it is.
If it is public domain,
I thought some of the cartoons were like it's a mixed message I've got when I tried to look into it. Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Would you like a cutting board?
Yeah, I guess I'll take a cutting board. I would be the proud owner of a Popeye cutting board with my high score on it, 43,750, right?
If you get any higher,
if
you get any higher, let me know.
I'm not going to play this game anymore.
Yeah, no, it's deleted already here, so nope.
But I know, Fred, I know you're very negative Nancy about this whole thing, but I believe in Chris. I think he has the chutzpah to really get out there.
Delete it now. Yes.
I know.
The chutzpah.
I spent $25 on Battlefield 2042, and this was a worse use of money. You truly shared some trash with us this evening. Thank you, Frank.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I know how to pick them, guys.
Yeah, you do.
Clips in this podcast were used in compliance with the U.S. Copyright Fair Use Exemption for criticism and commentary. Garbage Game Night makes no claims to ownership over any games played and has no affiliation with any developer or publishing company. For additional references on cited articles and quotes, check our episode-related blog at garbagegamenight.com. Or if you have a comment about the game we reviewed or have a suggestion, drop us a line.